This year, Carus celebrates 10 years of providing innovative solutions to the ferry industry. With it also being Interferry's 35th birthday, we thought it would be fun to celebrate with a look back over how technology has changed over that time. So we hope you'll enjoy our highlights from the last 35 years that have seen technology go from the humble telex to today's latest craze, Twitter. Let's start with an overview of Carus. We deliver advanced booking and check-in solutions to the ferry industry, and we have a diverse range of clients around the world. Between them, they represent a diverse range of operational models. On board, we can book, price and inventory control passengers, cabins and seats, restaurant facilities and the conference centre, as well as managing the vehicle deck for both passenger and freight vehicles. On land, we support the sale of first and third party resources such as hotels and cottages, sightseeing tours and events. But now it's time to travel back to 1976, where our story begins. In 1976, when Interferry was just getting started, our executive VP, Mats Olsson, was making his first foray onto the docks in Gothenburg, where he started as a check-in and loading agent for Tourline.
In the world of IT, the good old telex machine and manual bookings was still the communications mainstay for most companies, although a few of the larger operators are just starting to introduce computerized booking systems into their call center operations.
After leaving high school, Anders joined Viking Line as a booking and check-in clerk, and then moved on to the computer department until the mid-90s, when he left to form Carus.
At this time, computer-based check-in was introduced by some major operators, and the telefax started to replace the telex.
By the mid-80s, the difficulties of combining data from different systems saw the emergence of data warehousing solutions,
while still requiring an odd forest or two to be sacrificed for the output.
Video text was introduced to allow consumers and companies to book ferry trips online.
It didn't catch on, and we had to wait for another 10 years or so before we could see it in reality in the form of the internet.
Although revenue management had been around for a decade or so in the airline industry, it took until the early 90s for the first ferry operators to start adopting the philosophy into their businesses. In fact, this is what gave me my first introduction to the marine passenger industry, as I was working with one of our current business partners in this field, Revenue Technology Services. John Patel started his marine career in the mid-90s, which is about the time that the internet started to become a serious player in the business world.
It would still take a while for online bookings to take off in the ferry industry, but the internet certainly had an impact on the marketing mix.
Wisely waiting to see if the millennium bug would end life as we knew it, the new century saw the birth of Carus, our booking and check-in system. One of the first clients to implement Carus was Fjordline, and they have just signed a major extension to that contract. We also introduced our managed service, which means we take full responsibility for the hardware and infrastructure of the system. This enables our customers to concentrate on their business and their customers. This has proved to be hugely successful, and most of our customers utilise this service. In 2002, after a year-long marketing partnership, Anite Travel Systems acquired Carus. This was the start of our rapid growth and our expansion outside of Europe. By 2005, the internet had become a part of everyday life. Computers were becoming more complex and integrating with more third-party services, such as credit card authorization and expanding sales networks such as travel portals and the GDSs. We also implemented one of the most advanced port solutions, with the launch client being able to reduce their costs by reducing the number of port staff that they required. In 2008, Carus and Anite agreed to a very friendly divorce, and following a management buyout, we are once again a private company. We're continuing to expand whilst retaining our focus on customer service. We have a team of over 40 professionals ready to serve you. But now, what about the future? Of course, we don't have a crystal ball, but we do believe that social media such as Facebook, LinkedIn and Twitter will play an increasing part in both the passive marketing role and also in our active interaction with our passengers.
During this Wild West period, there are huge first mover advantages. And that also goes for the shipping industry. Just think of the possibilities to use word of mouth, to learn what the customers really want, and even to influence them once they are already on board. Moving to the bar on 8th deck, faster drinks and handsome bartenders, or cute girls, whatever market you are in. Applying social media on the ferry business is an area of innovation that can improve resource utilization, customer satisfaction, marketing expenses, and many other aspects that influence your bottom line.
I hope that you've enjoyed this trip back to the future, and I thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask any one of us.